to our Thursday night business building call. I am very excited to be talking to you this evening, and I'm very blessed that James has asked me to spend some time with you guys this evening. As we build our businesses, I think that, it's very important that we ground ourselves and we keep our eye on the ball and really understand why it is that we're doing this and, what it is that we're trying to accomplish. Sometimes we get so caught up in so much information overload, sometimes some of the excitement of what's going on around us, different promotions and, all the different products that are available and ingredients and how it works and comp plans and, all these different things that we kind of get caught up in, and we don't ever end up accomplishing anything. I'm not sure if some of you guys can relate, but I know when I first started out in network marketing many, many years ago, probably maybe 10 or 11 years ago when I first got going, I was so overwhelmed all the time with, just what was happening around me. I was new to business. I had barely had a couple different jobs. I think I was 21 years old at the time. I was so overwhelmed with just the environment and the atmosphere of what was happening around me. So many successful people, they were making money, everyone was excited, things were happening, but things weren't really happening for me. So what I did was I kind of just got enveloped in all of that excitement, and I kind of attended, but I wasn't really there. I wasn't really around. I wasn't really actually doing anything to build my business. I was just kind of showing up, being a part of the team or being a member and not growing my business, which I kind of look back now and it didn't really make any sense because, the whole reason why I joined this industry way back when was to make money. I mean, that's probably why most of us are here, and that's why we'll continue to work at this and to share in not only obviously the great health benefits that go along with the products, but also the income opportunity. So, as I kind of went along in my career, I started to understand a little bit more what it is that I should be doing. And those are some of the things that we're going to talk about tonight, where your focus needs to be if you want to be a professional network marketer. Okay. Now, I don't take that term very lightly. For those of you that know me or have spent time with me or have personally met me or worked with me in the past, I am very serious about my business. I'm very serious about network marketing and building a business and generating leads online and really going out there and having success. And part of what goes with that, unfortunately, is sometimes, some people can't get a hold of me. They can't phone me. They can't, sometimes I'm not able to always return phone calls and messages, and I'm not able to work with every single person individually. But I'll always make time for the team. I'll always make time for the group and the organization and try to provide tools and try to provide training and things like that help everyone. Now, when you're first getting started in this industry and you kind of decide that, I want to make a living at this, I want to make the big money. I've heard so many success stories, all these overnight success stories, right, of these people that went from, basically living in a gutter or on welfare or, had to live in their car. You've heard these stories. And then all of a sudden, it seems like they're a millionaire. They're a multimillionaire on the internet, or they're a multimillionaire in network marketing. Well, unfortunately, what most of them don't tell you is that it took them 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 10 years to figure out this industry, okay, to actually be able to get there. They skip a lot of the in-between part of the story because it's not very sexy. It's not very exciting for them to tell you that they struggled for 3 years learning different techniques and practicing and failing over and over again. Most networkers, big networkers don't normally tell you their whole story in terms of what had happened. For those of you that have heard my story, I tell the entire story. It took me a while. I had to practice. I had to fail a lot. I went through a lot. And, I went through a lot of challenges in my life too, and it seems that sometimes when these challenges are put in front of us, we excel even faster and better, and, you kind of come out on top. You either, you need that bottom out before you come out on top. But it's not going to happen for you overnight. Okay, you're not going to become a professional network marketer overnight. And as soon as you realize that, you can get in the right mindset to be able to become a professional in this industry. Look at every single person, okay, that's a professional lawyer, that it's a professional hockey player, that's a football player, that's a baseball player. Look at all the NASCAR drivers, anybody that's a professional in their industry. Many of you are probably professionals in your industry. All of these professionals that work in all of these different industries, no matter what it is, they didn't get there overnight either, right? I kind of look at a professional baseball player. That kind of sounds like a neat profession. They're making millions of dollars a year. Every single game, it's like they make $250,000 for playing one game, it seems, right? If you break down the number of games they play and their salary and things like that, some of them make, $100,000 a game. And wouldn't that be neat, just for swinging a bat, right? Just for hitting a ball with a bat, playing a game like that. But it really, it's not that. I mean, that's kind of what's portrayed to us, right, as people that are watching and fans and things like that. But, it was a tough road to get there, right? They had to practice hour upon hour, make huge sacrifices in their life for years and years and years, and the majority of them had very difficult childhood / teen years / young adulthoods, if you will. A lot of them had difficult times because they were constantly practicing, training, exercising, watching what they ate, right? And at the same time trying to go to school and trying to live a life, right? A lot of them gave up tons of, sacrifices family-wise, sacrifices relationship-wise, sacrifices with their schooling to be able to accomplish that. And now, sure, they made it. And now it seems like a glamorous life, but they went through a lot to get there, and now they're a professional. Was it worth it? You ask most of them, it was. It was worth it to make those sacrifices over the years, right? They didn't just wake up one day and became Rookie of the Year or be the top hitter in the league or score the most goals or catch the most touchdowns, right? Or become the best NASCAR racer in the world or become the top the top trial lawyer in all of the U.S., right? Nobody wakes up and all of a sudden becomes that. They practice. So, what makes network marketing any different than that? Well, there's nothing that makes it different than that, okay? We need to practice. We need to, educate ourselves, and we need to take some time to become professionals. If you truly want to earn an income that professional network marketers earn, $4,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. I mean, the sky is the limit. It is, virtually unlimited. You can continue building and building and building and growing and becoming a superstar, an absolute superstar in this industry, if you want to take that road to become a professional. Okay? Now, what do you need to become a professional? How can you get there, right? Because that's really the question that everyone's asking. I live a lifestyle currently. 10 years ago, I didn't, right? I was going to university. I had a part-time job, and then I got a full-time job at a university, just like everybody else, right? But I continued to practice and work at it. So what does my life look like today as a professional network marketer? As someone who earns a full-time income from this industry, right? What does my life look like now? Well, it simply looks like I can, wake up in the morning whenever I want. Granted, I have children, so sometimes, waking up in the morning is more whenever they want, not whenever I want. But I have that opportunity, right? I have that option to be able to build my business around my family, right, on my own time schedule. So I don't have a clock to punch in the morning. I don't have a daily commute to go to, right? I don't have to commute to work. I don't have to go anywhere, be anywhere, answer to anyone. And that's one of the best things that you could possibly ever have. That's one of the best things in this industry, right? Do we have to clock in at 8 o'clock in the morning, right, to get our salary? No, we don't, right? So as a professional networker, you can have that. I get to exercise every day, right? I go play hockey or go to the gym, go for a run. I can make that time any time of day. I usually actually, take that around my family schedule. So I'll work in my exercise, and then I'll start to work in my work time. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not lazy, okay? I don't work 1 hour a day, all right? I don't work 20 minutes a day and then clock out. I don't do that. I still put in 8, 10, 12, 14-hour days. It's just that I have the opportunity to do it on my schedule when I want. So when the kids are napping or when they're at school or when there's nothing else going on, or like right now, for instance, all the kids are asleep, right? We put them all to bed at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I can get on the phone and do a training call with you guys and, provide you with potentially some information that can help you become a professional networker. Maybe motivate you or inspire you to go for it, to do it, to finally break through and do it. All right? So, those are some of the benefits. Now, how can you actually get some of that? Whether you want my lifestyle or whether you want, a big house or a big car or financial freedom, pay off your debts. Everything here is available for you. And the best part is you don't need any formal education. Everybody always says, in this industry, I hear it a lot, you don't need any education to be a successful networker. Well, I disagree, okay? I think you don't need any formal education, but I still think you need some education. I still think you need to learn how to do this business. I still think you need to learn how to stay motivated about it and have the proper mindset to be successful, right? Get your head in check and understand, what it's going to take for you to be successful. So you do need some education, if you will, but you can get it from your leaders. You can get it from your upline, your sponsor, your business partners, your downline, the people that you enroll, your customers. You can immerse yourself in the corporate team and the CEO, right? You can get it from all of us. Okay? You don't need to go to university or college. You don't need to go to high school. You don't need kind of that formal government-sanctioned education to be successful in network marketing. But I do believe that over time, when you first start, you're not going to just be an overnight success. It doesn't work like that. You need to educate yourself. You need to educate yourself on what it is that you're going to do to be successful, right? And I'm going to lay out some of those things for you again. Now, one of the other things that every single professional, and I like to just say the word professional and use that because, if I use the word network marketing professional, it kind of makes it registers a little bit differently, hopefully for you, than just network marketer or just MLMer or salesman or business guy, whatever you want to call us in this industry together. But if I say the word professional, hopefully you can relate that more to every other professional out there who needs to practice, who needs to train, okay? Nobody became an overnight success, baseball millionaire, superstar, NASCAR driver. Think about it. If you went and tried to drive a NASCAR, you'd probably crash and die, right? If we stuck you in a NASCAR race today with no practice, no education, no help, no any of that, you would probably just crash and die, okay? Somewhat similar in network marketing. I see people crashing and dying every single day in this industry, and it's simply because they're not willing to learn and practice. They're just not willing. They think that everything should be given to them on a silver platter, and they should just become super successful overnight, and it doesn't work that way, okay? So you need to first learn, okay? And as you learn, you should be applying. So you should be practicing, all right? Practicing, developing your skills. So when you first start out, you're pretty much just an amateur, all right? And that's okay, all right? That's an okay place to be because, you need to be an amateur before you can become a professional, all right? You need to be a beginner before you can become an expert. That's just the way it works in life. Look at anything in life. You always need to be a beginner first. You can't just go straight to expert level, right? You can't go straight to professional. It doesn't work that way. People who get a formal education don't even go straight to professional. They still need to work their way up the corporate ladder. They need to do articling if they want to be a lawyer. They need to go, they need to go to work and practice first, right? No matter what industry, it doesn't really matter, all right? So that's okay if you're an amateur, but during your time as an amateur, you need to focus on your skill development. You need to get better at the skills that you need to develop yourself personally, right, to become a professional. You want to earn $100,000 a month? You want to be a multi-millionaire in this industry? You can. It's available for you. But the question is, are you willing to develop the skills needed? Are you willing to practice? Are you willing to get better, right? And are you willing to not quit, okay? That's actually probably number one in all the things that you need to be willing to or willing not to do, is you need to be willing never to quit, okay? Write that down. I mean, if you've got a pad and a piece of paper beside you, write down the words, I will never quit my business, and then put a period at the end, all right? You need to write that down. Why? Because the only people that fail in network marketing are the quitters. That's pretty powerful. The only people that actually fail in this industry are the quitters. Why? Because some people just haven't become a professional yet. Some people are still just amateurs. They're expecting a professional salary or income, but they only have amateur skills and education, and they're only applying at the level of an amateur, so they're only making $100, or they're only making $200, as amateurs do, okay, at this industry. And then they quit. Okay, they call it, oh, I failed, or oh, they let me down, or oh, it didn't work, right? There's a million excuses that I've heard out there, but really what it comes down to is they didn't let themselves progress through the ranks. They didn't give themselves enough time to develop skills, learn, practice, and become a professional. They just didn't give themselves enough time. And they quit on themselves before they could make it. Okay? Those are the only people that will fail. See, this industry will allow you to take your time. There's no age limits here. Like in most professional sports, you pretty much have to be a professional by the time you're kind of like, 20 to 25, right? And if you don't reach the level of being a professional, depending on the sport, obviously, some of them are different, golf and darts, and some of the less physical, I guess I shouldn't say that, somebody's going to get offended, but the ones that aren't the bang and crash sports, right, that you need to be like Superman to be able to be a professional in, they pretty much, if they pass their prime, they're not going to make it anymore, right? So you have to kind of have this certain time period. In network marketing, there is no time period, all right? You could be 80 years old and become a professional in this industry. You could start. I've met people who started in this industry when they were 70, and at 90, they're a professional, and they're making a good income. They're making 6 figures plus a year in this industry. All right, and that's just simply because they stuck with it and they did it and they became a professional over time. So it doesn't matter your age. You need to just give yourself the time. Can you make it? Yes. Okay. The opportunity is here. The education is available for you. You can obviously practice. We're going to teach you how to do it. If you come to these calls continuously, if you work with your sponsor and your team, and you apply and practice what it is that you're supposed to be doing, you eventually will make it, okay, as long as you don't quit. And that's what I said earlier. The only people that fail are the quitters. I will never quit my business. Write that down. All right? I will never quit my business. Why? Because you need your own business to become a professional to earn the income that you want. Okay, to earn the professional income that you're striving for. That's why you joined in the first place. Okay, so what's the point of joining if you're just going to quit? Well, there's no point, right? You shouldn't have joined in the first place if you're just going to quit. Let us take you from amateur to professional, okay? Give us that. You're going to do it with small successes, all right? None of this overnight success, all right? I already gave you the story on the overnight success. It doesn't exist. Doesn't exist in this industry. The only overnight success I've ever heard in my life is, people who win the lottery. And normally, believe it or not, those aren't even overnight successes. All right, it sounds like, of course it is. They bought a lottery ticket overnight, they're a millionaire. No, most lottery winners actually buy lottery tickets for years and years and years and years and years and years, and every week, and they play their numbers consistently every week until eventually they win. I mean, that's normally how it happens. Sometimes, somebody might just pick one up and get lucky. All right, that's kind of like the only overnight success I can think of. All right, everything else, though, is not overnight. It's not going to be overnight for you. Small, consistent successes, though, over time, okay, not overnight, but over time, will allow you to become a professional, will allow you to succeed in this industry. So what you need to focus on is this: education, practice, okay, develop your skills. Small successes consistently over time will take you from there to here, right? Will bring you in to the club, I guess, if you will, of professional network marketers. That's the way it works, all right? Now, we need to put together an action plan in terms of things that you need to do on a daily basis if you want to be a professional in this industry. If you're currently an amateur and just starting out, I congratulate you on starting the journey and on starting on your way. Because I know that if you stick with it, you're going to be very excited, very happy, and one day you're going to be standing up here, believe it or not. Some people will say, no, I'll never do that. But you'll be kind of like standing up here talking to everybody and trying to inspire them and maybe telling them your story about how you went from, being a beginner, and you were on this call one day. And somebody said if you stick with it long enough and practice enough, you could become a professional. And you did it. And you're going to be up here someday telling your story, or up on stage, or on the cruise, right? Telling someone your story about how you managed to succeed. I guarantee you, but if you stick with it long enough. Now let's go through an action plan or a list of activities that you need to do on a regular basis to be successful in this industry. Now, it's a very short list, but I do encourage you to grab a piece of paper and a pen. You may have heard this list before. I use it on a regular basis. It's nothing new, but it is extremely important. I mean, this is the do or die of network marketing. Okay, this is the secret, if you will. These are the secrets, okay? If you're looking for the secrets, here they are. I'm going to share them with you tonight, okay? And you can tell everybody and tell all your friends that you learned the network marketing secrets tonight, okay? So grab a pen and paper if you don't already have one. You need to write this down. Why do you need to write it down? Well, not only so that you remember it, but you need to actually post this near your workspace. You need to carry this sheet of paper around with you in your pocket every single day, okay? The most successful networkers in the world have always had reminders and things to help them stay on track and remember what it is that they're supposed to do. Professionals do that too. Have you ever seen a professional football quarterback? Right? They've got their little playbooks basically on their arm, right? They're constantly looking at their wrist. They open up this little wristband or something, and they've got all their plays written out on their wrist. Why? Because there's so many of them, and they got to constantly remember them, and they don't want to mess them up. And they know how to do them. It's just sometimes they forget what it is that they should be doing, right? So they write them all down. All right? Nothing wrong with that. I want you to do that too. I want you to carry around a piece of paper with these 5 things. There's only 5 things that I'm going to give you that you need to do to practice, okay? Learn, practice, and develop your skill at, and you can become a professional networker, okay? Here we go. Number 1, build your contact list, all right? That's number 1. Now, when I talk about, and so just write down build your contact list. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, and then we'll go on to number 2, okay? So you don't have to write down all of this. Just write down build my contact list, okay, or build your contact list. So building your contact list can be done a variety of ways. The best thing to do is talk to your sponsor, okay? Talk to your team leaders and get with people that are successfully building the business. Find uplines, crosslines, downlines. Talk to the corporate sales leaders. Talk to everybody that you can get a hold of for different strategies that they use. Now, I'm not saying you're going to use all these strategies. Okay, but there's nothing wrong with collecting information on what everybody else is doing. That's what I've done over the years. I've always collected information. Now, some of it's really brutal, trust me. Some of it's really bad stuff that I would never, that I've tried, mind you, okay? Number one in my things not to do to be able to build your contact list, by the way, I actually implemented it. I got a button in the mail from a network marketing company once, and it basically had a little sales message on it. And I suppose I was supposed to wear this button around, and people would ask me about it, and we'd talk about the button, and then I would get their contact information and enroll them. Well, I wore this button literally for about 6 months. I generated 0 leads. I didn't even have people make fun of my button, in fact, okay? Nobody said anything. Everybody ignored it. It didn't do anything, all right? But, hey, I tried it. I learned, right? I learned that, hey, it didn't work, okay? So talk to all of these different people. Select some of the things that they're doing, okay? And take it with a grain of salt, depending on who you're talking to. Sometimes what they say doesn't always work, so don't put 100% into what other people say unless you see them doing it on a regular basis, unless it's right in front of your eyes and you see it 100% works, and then you can go full out. But just test it, try it, do it for yourself. What you do to build your contact list may be slightly different than what I do, or that what James does, or what other leaders in the industry do. That's okay. The important thing is for you to gather information about what everybody's doing and select some of those things for yourself. Test them, see what works for you, and then continue to implement them in your business over and over again. You need to continuously educate yourself on how to build your contact list. This, again, is number one. Without building a contact list, you will never have a business. This is number one. This is the first activity you need to do. If you haven't started doing this yet and you're brand new, you need to start tonight. Okay? You need to start building your contact list tonight. And I'm going to talk about how you can start building your contact list tonight in a little bit. All right? So that's number one. Number two, set appointments. Okay, that one's pretty simple. Write that down. Set appointments is number two. Now, basically, once you build your contact list, you're going to simply set appointments, okay? Call the people on your contact list and set an appointment with them. Now, why is number two set appointments and not show your business or do a presentation or talk about your business or share the products? Well, the most important thing in network marketing, in my opinion, or one of the most important things, is the fact that you need to have a quality presentation or a quality way of showing your products or services or opportunity to your prospects, okay? It also should be the same or similar every single time, okay, to an extent. It needs to be somewhat kind of a canned presentation or something that works over and over and over again. So if on the fly all the time you're just talking to people and you're just, sharing everything about the product and the company is so great and blah, 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 okay, it's going to be hard. I mean, it's not a set presentation. You're not really, you're going to forget things. You're going to not go through the right things in the right order. You're going to confuse them. So you need to just set an appointment, okay, with your prospects to show them the product or the opportunity, all right? Set an appointment. Pick a time when they're available, you're available. You're both going to be focused on the opportunity presentation. You're not doing other things. You're not thinking of other things. Set an appointment. Okay, that's why you do it. That's why it's important. Again, if you want to be a professional, professionals don't just kind of do presentations off the cuff. They always set appointments, okay, for a presentation later on. All right? I mean, the presentation could be in 10 minutes, but you still set an appointment for the presentation, okay? Number three, show your business, okay? Number three is very easy. Show your business or present your business, however you want to say it. And this could also be present your product. Show your business or show your product, depending on if you're sharing the opportunity or just the product with your prospect, okay? But the important thing is that you obviously set your appointment to share it with them, and then you need to show the opportunity, show the product, okay? One or the other. Don't try and do both at the same time. Don't try and jam one into the other. It normally doesn't work. Find out what the prospect's most interested in, either the opportunity or just the product, and then share a presentation with them about that, okay? Share the information with them about that. If you don't show your business, if you don't show your opportunity or your product, your business will not grow, no matter how many people you have on your contact list, okay? You could have a contact list of literally tens of thousands of people, that are potential prospects for your opportunity, okay, for your business opportunity. But if you don't show your opportunity to any of them, none of them will join, and you will never make any money, okay? So number 3 is show your business. Number 4, follow up and sponsor your new distributors and customers, okay? Follow up and sponsor your new distributors and or customers. All right, again, if you don't sponsor them right away during the presentation or right at the end of the presentation, you need to follow them up. Some people are not going to make a decision necessarily on the fly or on the spot. Sometimes you need to do a bit of a follow-up and kind of a secondary sales call, or bring in the upline and talk to them, and bring in your sponsor, your support team, your leaders to work that person and help them understand why the business is important for them, help them make that decision, okay? So always do a follow-up no matter what, okay? Even if the person says, oh my God, I'm not interested in this, you should still follow up. You should still give them one more phone call, just follow them up, make sure that, the decision that they made, or make sure that they make a decision if they haven't already, and then go from there. Okay, so that's number 4. So number 1, build your contact list. Number 2, set appointments. Number 3, show your business. Number 4, follow up. Number 5, train your new members and customers. Now, training your new members, obviously, you just train them to do what you did, which is build a contact list, set appointments, show your business, follow up. Okay, simple. Isn't that easy, right? Just simply train them on those first 4 things, and they'll have a successful business too. Plug them into these training calls, plug them into the corporate sponsor training, make sure they know of all the promotions and things like that. Make sure that they've properly set themselves up on auto ship. Make sure they know about the benefits of the Success Pack if they didn't purchase it when they first got started. Make sure they know of all of that. And that's pretty much just your responsibility. That's it. Make sure they know the Success Pack, set them up on auto ship, and make sure that they do those first 4 things. All right, now your customers, same thing. Make sure that you set them up on some type of auto ship. Make sure that they know how to use their product. If they have any questions about it, make sure they have resources to be able to access to go get them. Just educate them and help them and train them to use the product properly. They'll get better benefits. They'll give you referrals, okay, and they'll be on the products for life, okay? I absolutely guarantee it if you train your customers as much as you spend training your members. You don't have to spend, weeks and weeks and weeks with them, but just train them on how to use the products, how to order, how to set up auto ship, things like that, okay? So build your contact list, set appointments, show your business, follow up and sponsor, train your new members and customers. That's it, okay? Those 5 things. Now, if you didn't write them down, I sure hope somebody in your team did that can share them with you. You should write it down maybe on a cue card or on a small piece of paper, carry that around with you all the time. Now, why is it important to have that, either at your workspace or carrying it around with you wherever you go? Put it in your wallet, put it in your purse, okay, put it in your pocket, wherever laminate it. Maybe I've had people that have laminated it before, put some plastic around it so that they've always got it. The reason why is because becoming a professional, if you want to become a professional, you will always look at that card and ask yourself this simple question, okay? Is what I'm doing right now one of the 5 business building activities that's going to help me build my business, okay? Because you're going to do a lot of things in your business. You're going to do a lot of things to build your business and for working it and growing your business. You're going to be involved in all kinds of different things. And if the answer is yes, it is one of the business building activities, it's going to help grow my business, you continue doing it. Keep going. If the answer is, I'm not sure, or maybe, or no, okay, stop what you're doing, okay, and start doing the business building activities. Don't waste your time. So many people waste time doing non-business building activities, it drives me absolutely up the wall. They tell me about all these things, they're making a little binder about, with all the products in it, and they're doing this and they're doing that, and it's like, oh my God, what are you doing? You need to be practicing to become a professional. You don't want to practice to become an amateur. You want to practice to become a professional. So do your 5 business building activities. Do at least one of them whenever you're building your business. Okay. Now, obviously, you still need time for family and relationships and your work. If you're still working, you don't want to get fired from your job. But in your business building time, the time you set aside to build your business, you need to be doing those 5 things. Okay, 99.8% of the time, it needs to be one of those 5 things. All right, so carry around that card with you. Memorize them. Remember them. Look at it all the time and ask yourself, am I doing one of those 5 activities? And if you are, good, keep going. If you're not, give your head a shake and say, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm wasting so much time. And get back on track. Here's a bit of an action plan. So you've got the business building activities written down. Post them by your workspace. Put them on a cue card, right? Laminate it, whatever you need to do to have it accessible to you at all times when you're building your business, or even just when you're taking the bus to work, or when you're sitting there at lunch. Just look at them and think of what you could be doing to build your contact list, or what you could be doing to show your business, etc. Let's make an action plan together, okay, for the next 30 days. Because I know sometimes that we get caught up in our business, whether we're brand new and we're just so overwhelmed we don't know what to do, or we've been in the business for 2 weeks and we're kind of stuck. You kind of built the business for a week, and then you kind of just, you got busy with everything, and life happens. I know life happens all the time. It screws me up too, guys. Okay, life does happen, and it gets in the way so much. But you got to get back on track. Okay, maybe you've been in the business for 9 months. Maybe you've been in the business for 8 years. Okay, and you want to get back on track. Here's a simple way to get back on track. Let's make a success plan for the next 30 days. Now, how do you do that? Well, number one is you need to set an appointment with your upline or your sponsor or one of your team leaders. Why do you need to do it with somebody else? Okay, why do you need to do it with your upline or your sponsor or one of the leaders in your business? Because somebody needs to hold you accountable. You'll feel more accountable to them than you will to yourself. Okay, I know some people will say, no, I'll just do it myself. It doesn't feel the same. Okay, I'm telling you, become a professional. Okay, amateurs do it by themselves. Professionals, or people that want to become a professional, will do it with their upline sponsor or a leader or somebody in corporate that'll help them, right? One of the sales managers in corporate. Call them, set an appointment with them to spend some time with them. And here's what you're going to do with them. You're going to create a success plan for the next 30 days. It's not hard. I'm going to give you basically 4 things for you to set in terms of a success plan. Okay, number 1 is your goal. Okay, so number 1 for your success plan for the next 30 days. Now, let me just qualify this a little bit more. Why did I pick 30 days and not 6 months? 6 months is so out there. It's like, I got so much time. I can do it next week. I got all summer. I can take the summer off. I'll just pick it up in September, right? We're going to procrastinate. If we make a plan for 6 months, we're going to put it off. I mean, it's just human nature, right? It feels better. It's a lot more, it's a lot more comfortable just to do it later, right? I'm like that too, okay? That's why I got to set a 30-day success plan, because I got to do it now. The time is ticking, okay? The time is every day I'm losing it. One more day, I got to get closer to my goal. So 30 days. Include your goal. Now, your goal can be a few different things, okay, or a couple different goals. One, you can set an income goal. You can set an enrollment goal, okay, how many new members, okay, distributors, or customers, I mean, you can set a distributor goal and a customer goal. So how many are you going to sponsor in the next 30 days, okay? Put a number on it. Don't just be wishy-washy, I hope I get some. Put a specific number on it. It can be 1. That's all right, okay? Don't think you got to be a superstar and go out and do 20. It could be 1. It could be 1 distributor and 1 customer, okay? But set something, all right? Pick something. It could be developing a new skill. But it can't be just, I want to develop a new skill in the next 30 days. It's got to be something specific, something attainable. It's got to be, I want to learn how to use Google AdWords to generate leads for my business and start generating at least 5 leads a day, okay? Or I want to learn how to call leads and not be nervous about it, okay? So, because then what you can do is you can make an action plan about how to get over that nervousness, right? You can just call 50 leads a day. After 2 weeks of doing that, my God, you're not going to be nervous anymore. It's going to be old hat, right? You're going to be good at it. So an income goal, an enrollment goal, a skill development goal, or maybe an education goal, something you want to learn about, right? But be specific with your sponsor or with your mentor. Be specific with them in terms of what you're going to accomplish in the next 30 days. include all or some of those in that. I always try and include an enrollment goal, at least at the very minimum have an enrollment goal, either customers or distributors, because that'll always move your business forward. That'll always get you out of a rut, and that'll always get you going. If you just enroll new distributors, it'll always grow your business. It'll always get you excited. I mean, that adrenaline will be pumping, okay? Number 2, okay, so that's number 1, set your goal. Number 2, set your time commitment with your sponsor or your mentor, okay? How much time are you willing to spend every day, each day in the next 30 days? Okay, now you've only got 30 days. The time is ticking, so you need to spend time every day. Don't take days off. Okay, let's go after this. Let's do this. Let's achieve your goal. Let's accomplish it. So even if you only spend 15 minutes on a Sunday maybe, it's still 15 more minutes that you're spending to achieve your goal or to accomplish what it is that you need to do. Okay, so set a time commitment and make it a daily commitment. If I guarantee you, if you take massive action for the next 30 days, if you spend time every day for the next 30 days, you're going to be way further ahead than you currently are today. You may not be a millionaire. You may not be a professional network marketer yet, but trust me, you'll be well on your way, and you'll be well past where you are currently today. Probably in enrollments, probably in income, probably in skills, probably in education. Okay? So set a time commitment and write down how much time you're going to spend each day. So on Mondays, I'm going to spend this amount. On Tuesdays, I'm going to spend this amount. On the weekends, I'm going to spend this amount, right? Every single day for 30 days. Plan it out. I mean, it's not going to take you very long to plan a specific schedule. You know, you don't have to necessarily plan the times, like between 7 and 9. I mean, that's better if you can do that, okay? But personally, I don't know what's going to even happen tomorrow sometimes, never mind 3 weeks from now. But if you plan a specific amount of time, then you know every day you need to spend that time. Or today I got to spend at least 2 hours, so okay, I'm going to do it between 10 and 12. And then tomorrow I've got 3 hours, I'll do it between 1 and 4, okay, when the kids are at school. So if you set a specific time, at least then you can kind of plan the night before, a couple days before. But plan it all out now. Set those time commitments now. Number 3, you need a budget or a money allocation, okay? You need a budget for those 30 days. Now, building a business sometimes takes money. Sometimes it doesn't really take a lot of money. I mean, it's completely up to you. If you don't have a lot of money, your budget could be $10, okay? If you have lots of money to spend, it could be $1,000, okay? It could be more, it could be less. I mean, it's completely, your situation will dictate. But I am encouraging you to talk about a budget that you're going to allocate for the next 30 days. Don't bankrupt yourself. No business ever would do that, right? Don't spend all of your money in the next 30 days and hope it works, right? That's just poor planning, okay? That's just not a good idea. Take some of the money that you have available from, excess from your job or maybe some savings or whatever it is that you're planning on spending on your business and allocate some of it to the next 30 days, okay, to get your business going. Money and capital will always accelerate your growth in business, okay? It will accelerate your growth, all right? So it'll help you potentially learn faster. It'll help you generate more leads maybe, et cetera, okay? So if you don't include any kind of budget, that's okay, I guess, but you'll just probably go a little bit slower. All right, so include a budget or a money allocation in your discussion with your mentor. Number 4, include your action plan, okay, a daily action plan in terms of what it is that you're actually going to do. All right, so remember your goals, okay, that you set, income goal, enrollment goal, skill development goal, education goal, or maybe one of those, maybe you just did an enrollment goal. But you need to include an action plan in terms of what you're going to do to accomplish those goals. Okay, so number 1 is goals, 2 is time commitment, 3 is budget, 4 is action plan. You've already got most of what you need for your action plan, right? Your action plan is going to include, okay, so every day I'm going to spend my 3 hours, I'm going to spend my $100 this month, and here's what I need to accomplish, 1 enrollment, okay? So your action plan is simply just, taking that time, that budget, and that enrollment, plugging in the 5 business building activities into that, right? The building the contact list, setting appointments, showing the business, following up, that'll create enrollments. So build your action plan around those things that I gave you, these tools and these things that we wrote down with the business building activities, and you'll be able to accomplish your goal. Okay? Does that make sense? So those 4 things that you need to do with your mentor, with your sponsor, your goal, your time commitment, your budget, and a specific action plan, what it is you're going to do each time you sit down to work, right? What activities you need to be doing. And remember to include those business building activities we talked about earlier. Okay? You've got a simple choice to make today. All right? I don't have to make this decision. I'm already here, and I'm trying to move to the next level. Okay? I'm continuing to develop my professionalism as a network marketer. I'm continuing to develop my income. I'm already professional. I do this full time. Okay? I make a good income. I've got a good lifestyle. You need to make that choice today. If you want to go for it, you got to work, though. Okay? If you want to go for it and work to become a professional, or if you just want to stay right where you are. And staying where you are is okay, as long as you're okay with that. All right? So make that decision for yourself. I've given you, hopefully, a reason why. I've given you some tools. I've given you some ideas in terms of what you need to do to get there. And I've given you an action plan. Okay? Sit down with your mentor, sponsor tonight, right now. Phone them and book an appointment with them so you talk to them tonight or tomorrow or the next day. Make that 30-day action plan and go for it. I know you can do it. I don't want you to quit. I want you to succeed, and I want to see you on all the future trips, incentives, conferences, conventions, everything that we're going to have with this company as it continues to grow to a $500 million company. There's going to be so much excitement and money to go around, folks. You just need to decide today. Make that simple choice today if you're going to go for it and never quit, okay, and become a professional in this industry, or if you just want to stay where you are. Okay, make that decision and take the action that you need to be able to get there. All right, have a great night. Like I said, okay, action will create results. Okay, you won't get any results without taking action. Have a great evening. My name is Joel Broughton. I wish you all the best. We'll see you guys all on the next training call as well. James will be back next Thursday. Make sure you continue to bring people to the presentations and get with your mentor. I beg you, just get with them and make that 30-day action plan. It will change your life. It'll change your business, and you'll be a lot more successful. Okay? Have a good night, everyone. Bye for now.